Board Book of Octavius, Captain of the Tortius. The morning entry for the 12th day in the month of Mars in the 4th year of the godlike Emperor Travianus Augustus Caesar. The Tortius is on course, driven by a wind from the southwest. Tomorrow we will have crossed the treacherous Sea of Storms. If all goes well, we will have reached the Latonic provinces in 4 days. The second entry on the evening of the same day. Clouds are gathering on the horizon. We are still on the Sea of Storms. I am praying to all the gods. We are expecting a long and dark night. The morning entry for the 18th day in the month of Mars. The storm pounced upon us like a predator in the night, and I had to throw out the drag anchor. For 4 terrible nights, the wind drove us deep into the darkness. The lookout was the first to notice the danger when a lightning bolt illuminated the fatally close rocks. The Tortius no longer exists. What remains of my trusty ship is now driftwood on a sandy coastal bank of this unknown island. The stars tell me that we are nowhere near the familiar trading routes. We cannot hope to be found soon. But let the gods be thanked, we are still alive, and the island appears to be fruitful. We still do not know if we are the only people here.
I think that's actually the first time I've watched that from start to finish, strangely enough. In terms of sound balance, if it's too loud at the moment, I'm going to have to wait until I'm in-game to quiet it down, unfortunately. But I'm going to assume it's not too bad, because I have at least roughly balanced it. So, The Settlers 2, back in 1996. I will say as well, I was considering between playing this version of the game and playing the 10th anniversary, but they're actually different games. And I wanted to play this one because this was always my favorite, and I may showcase all the Settlers throughout time, we'll see, because I like these games in general, but for now, I'm happy playing this, so we're going to play this for a little bit. If you never played this game before, it's hard, and one of the main reasons it's hard is because the game never really tells you how to beat it, and it took many years of trying to defeat the 5th out of 10 campaign missions that I finally understood how you play this game. So the first missions 1 to 4 are basically tutorials, and that's why when you start the game, they're all unlocked. So this game has 4 tutorials, and the 4 tutorials don't really prepare you, and the 4th tutorial is actually very difficult. But the 5th mission is impossible until you figure out how the game is played properly. And I don't think I've finished this game. I've definitely got to number 8 before. I've definitely played this mission, but I don't think I've played these 2 missions before. So there is that as well. There are a few other things. There's a world campaign in the gold mode, which is also really difficult. I've played this one. I actually played this one just to test to see if I could still play the game, and Jesus, that required a lot of resource management. And even then, it took literally hours just to finish off the enemies, because well, it got to the point where basically I ran out of everything. And you can also play unlimited player when you can choose between your guys. And I've never confirmed this, but there are 3 generals for each race. There are 4 races in the game, and I think they have different difficulties. But I've never confirmed this, but I know, for example, that when I play a game against Shaka, Newt, I don't remember which one is the strongest, but Octavius with the Romans definitely, and a think it's this guy. When I play with these 4, it's really, really hard, but if I play with other people, it's a bit easier. So I think there's actually a difficulty built into these heroes. I think it's this one, to be honest. With the Japanese, I don't remember who's the strongest. It's been a while since I've, well, struggled, actually. I'm going to start off with the first mission, though, and with the first mission there are actually no enemies. But I actually really like this mission, and I think it showcased the game pretty well, and it also gives you an introduction as to what we're doing. Even the first mission takes a little while. I'm going to start in single speed, but there is a double speed in the game. When we get underway and things are basically working on their own, I'll go to double speed, and hopefully I'll finish the first mission relatively quickly. I think I could do it in about 90 minutes in normal time, so I should be able to do it in about 45 minutes in double time in theory. And hopefully we'll get onto the second mission as well, and maybe I'll manage to do both of those. But every time I play this game, it's going to be a long stream, probably. And I hope that I can keep myself and keep you guys entertained. And there is story, so... Diary of Octavius. 4th day after shipwreck. Yesterday, all the survivors met in order to discuss the situation. Because there is no prospect of an early rescue, we decided to settle on this foreign island. The items salvaged from the ship will be a great help to us. The most important thing is to make use of the raw materials on the island in order to establish a settlement. We urgently need accommodations for a woodcutter, carpenter, and stonemason. Build accommodations for a woodcutter, carpenter, and stonemason. Alright. So, generally speaking, first of all, if you press space, you get to see where you can put items and things. You can buy this game, by the way, on Good Old Games if you want to play it. So as the game goes on, more buildings are going to unlock. I'm new to screaming in the background, it's distracting me a little bit, sorry. But generally speaking, you want to start off with the basics that you need. So generally speaking, 2 woodcutters, a forester, and a carpenter, which you then build up to 3 woodcutters and 2 carpenters. And stonemasons are everywhere you want, because stone is actually a really important resource in this game. In fact, it's so important that I tend to prioritize its movement. So that's worth keeping in mind as well. And I'm going to save over this now, because I'm not going to finish that. As you can see, it's a really, really old game. And the first Settlers I never actually played. I used to watch my dad playing it though, and I really enjoyed the first Settlers as well, so I've seen the entire game played. Because my dad and I used to play games together, basically, and we used to play games separately, and we used to watch each other play. And the first Settlers I never actually played myself. But I think, I don't know why, but I think the second Settlers was where they got it right. And when they went to the third Settlers, they improved some things that were bad in this game, but they lost the heart of the game. And I actually think the Settlers 2 is quite unique as a game. Good morning, Shores. And I've never played anything like it before, and it's one of the reasons why I really like it. Though I think if you come into this game and you've never played it, it's going to feel really, really slow. So I will say that if you're looking to play it yourself. But if you've played it before, maybe you can learn something as I get deeper into the game, because I know a lot of people got stuck and they just gave up on this game. The answer is catapults, by the way. If you ever got stuck, the answer is always catapults. But yeah, we'll see what we do with this basically. So I'm going back to my childhood, and I'm going back to growing up with my dad sharing a computer. We even played this together, I remember, and we had an alliance, but my dad never built catapults, and I did when I was a kid. So I accidentally broke the alliance because catapults fire automatically. Catapults started destroying my dad's land, and I actually died before the computer in that 3-way battle because my dad just destroyed me. If we were playing today, I'm pretty sure I'd destroy him. But you know, when I was 10 or whatever I was when we played together, that was yeah. I never knew how to destroy buildings, so if I did, I probably would have just destroyed the catapult and kept the piece, because there was no way I was going to beat him. And generally speaking, you are playing against other races, but in this first mission there, it's just you, so we're going to slowly build our way to the top, and I'm probably going to put this on double speed pretty quickly, because this is too slow on single speed for me now. But I'll give it a little bit just to show you how it works, essentially. And I play this game like muscle memory, so if you guys have questions, just ask and I'll answer, because it's a bit of a complicated game at first and you're not going to know what the hell is going on, but I'm just going to do things basically, because I don't know what to explain and what not to explain. The only thing I can say, which is what I've already said, is that I now understand why I like games where I get my ass kicked, because I used to play things like this when I was a kid. The thing that's really bad about this game that they did finally fix was the road system, because the road system is awful. You have to give yourself the best productivity you can, basically, by making roads that make sense and giving people lots of movement so they can move things quickly from flag to flag and get from place to place. So the woodcutters cut down logs, the logs go to the sawmill makes planks build buildings. Stone as well. You cut down the stone builds buildings, and there's also the ammunition for the catapults that you 100% need later on. And this tutorial I'm going to be building really slowly, but generally speaking I have 6 or 7 buildings going on at once, and trying to keep that pretty quick is a bit of an art form. And this is one of the reasons why I keep 2 woodcutters, eventually 2 sawmills. I may actually build a second sawmill now, which is we've got to go in. And forester. So we'll become 3 woodcutters, a forester and 2 sawmills, but we're not going to get enough wood here, to be fair. Probably. Why did I mention the roads? Oh yeah, because in the Settlers 3 and 4 they got rid of the road system, and the Settlers made the roads on their own, and it was more logical, to be honest. This map is pretty small, I think. Yeah, it is. Well, we'll finish this pretty quickly. This map is stupidly small, actually. Jesus. I always thought the map was small, but it's tiny. I was playing on the Europe map, and I was just a little blip down here. So this is really small compared to what I was playing last time. So this should be pretty quick. By pretty quick, I mean like an hour. What games did you guys play when you were a kid? If you're watching on stream, then let me know, and if you're watching on YouTube, then let me know in the comments, because I'm interested as to what the audience is, basically, especially people who are watching this game for some reason. Okay, basic requirements of building up our settlement have been met. However, the supply of trees in this region will not last long. We need a forester. Yes, okay. To ensure a long-term supply of timber, build a forester. I like the way that this tutorial is very natural in the way that it shows you the game as well. So it's a time when tutorials were actually quite good, and it used gameplay to teach you how to play, basically, as opposed to just explaining something and saying in this game. So you're really in the story when you're playing this, which I really like personally. I played Minecraft, Battlefield 1942, and RuneScape. Yeah, RuneScape is another one. I got into RuneScape when I was a teenager, and a lot of people were playing World of Warcraft when it came out, but I stuck with RuneScape, and I've played a lot of RuneScape as well. I still go back to RuneScape every now and then. I had a bit of a falling out with them though, because they weren't working for a long time, and I was actually using RuneScape to teach for a bit, and when that stopped working I got a bit annoyed and I stopped playing for a bit, but I will go back to it eventually, most likely. Battlefield 1942 I don't think I ever played, and I never played Minecraft, but I've seen it a lot, obviously. I'm going to speed this up, because I don't want to spend forever on this tutorial. So if you do play this game and you don't know how, you can press V, by the way, to speed up time. A lot of people don't know. I think that's only available in the Gold Edition, but I think you can only get the Gold Edition. And I did mention the 10th Anniversary Edition, so this game is almost 30 years old, which is worth keeping in mind when you're watching it. And the 10th Anniversary Edition is only 20 years old, which obviously makes it much more modern. But, like I said at the start, they're actually different games. They're missing I think they're missing the Vikings, but they might be missing no, I think they're missing the Vikings. The Vikings aren't in the game for some reason, and I think the Vikings are one of the main enemies in this game, so it's, the two games are fundamentally different, even though they're based on the same design, essentially, which is why I went for this. 11th day of the 2nd month after shipwreck. We're still not sure whether we are the only people on this island. as a precautionary measure, we should erect a barracks on our exposed border towards the interior of the island. Build a barracks at the northern border of your settlement. Okay then. Oops. 5th day of the 3rd month. Our territory has spread as far as the mountain in the north. No, it hasn't. But okay. Our geologists will carry out a land survey there. In the long term, we need fuel and building materials as well as weapons and coined gold. We must therefore find a source of iron ore, gold, coal, and granite. We're not going to find gold here, but still. Build a road to the mountains and send geologists there. I will when I can. That one triggered too early for some reason. So, barracks. Let's get some soldiers going. In terms of army strategy, barracks basically makes you build your land up very, very quickly. But it's completely useless when you get anywhere near the enemy. On the plus side though, you can usually relatively safely delete barracks as you go further on, whereas you can't easily delete castles, guardhouses, and watchtowers. I'm going to go to the south as well because I want the fish. And I also want to find the shipwreck because it's down here. So that's why I'm building 2 barracks. And you develop soldiers by mining gold and turning it into coins, and each gold coin promotes a soldier. But again, there are some missions where you just can't, you physically can't build an army big enough, so you need that support from catapults, which I can't build at the moment, but I would put a catapult here if I could, for example. So it's protected by the barracks. I want a farm as well. This is a really good place for a farm, but I can't build it right now, so I don't know. We'll probably end up having other things in this area, to be honest. We usually do. And this on double speed, by the way. So even on double speed, it's relatively slow compared to modern games. When I first came back to this game, I was very comfortable actually with the 1-speed version of the game. But as soon as I realized that you could double speed, it just became much more comfortable double speeding, essentially. And I don't have any gold at the moment, but I don't want to waste it on soldiers so close to the base, essentially. Well, I say waste. In terms of making a defensive line, it does kind of make sense to promote them and make them stronger, just in case it goes really badly, which it does sometimes. We can use a scout. Let's use a scout as well, just because we can. But should I wait for him to say keep going north just in case I break the game? I probably should, shouldn't I? Yeah, I'll wait for him to say it just in case I break it. Found the shipwreck. What was I saying? Yes, defending your base. It does make some sense to stick gold on your early soldiers, but at the same time, if the enemy get this close to your headquarters, you're screwed. Basically, you're not coming back from that. We've ensured a fuel supply for the metalworks by finding coal in the western mountains. Now we can process our metal ores without any problems. Everything is going extremely well. I'm glad. I can now build a coal mine. Yay, we want them here though, we don't want them up here. The blue thing is our territory, if that isn't clear. 16th day of the 6th month. We have found iron ore and are now able to produce weapons. There are now no obstacles to further exploration on the island. First we must construct both an iron mine and an iron smelter, an armourer, and then can start to produce swords and shields. We must also provide the miners with food. Our stocks are almost exhausted. We need hunters and fishermen. Build an iron mine, an iron smelter, and an armory. Yes, and I've also got fishers and hunters. Great. So, let's build a fishery. And let's build a second fishery. I might not be able to get this one. No, I can. And a hunter. Do we actually have animals around? How's the sound balance, by the way? Is it okay, or is the game a bit loud? It's hard to tell. There are some animals around, but there aren't many. So I've seen one rabbit. Is that a second rabbit, or is that the same rabbit? I think I can only see one rabbit. Here's little rabbit. It's big. I'm pretty sure that's the only animal I've seen. Oh no, there's 2 rabbits, okay. No, there's 2 rabbits. That's not overly inspiring, but we will make a hunt anyway. You can kill those 2 rabbits at the very least and give us some meat. Game is a bit loud, hold the music at least, okay. Thanks. Oh, that's why. It's gone back to full. It's gone back to full for some reason. There we go, that should be better. I may have to do that at the start of every mission, which is going to be annoying. But oh well. I'll try and remember to do it. Hey, I can make iron. Good. Right. Okay. I really need to keep expanding upwards. Yeah, upwards. Northwards, because otherwise we're going to be here all day. So even though they haven't told me to do it, I'm going to do it. Because I can't actually build a coal mine at the moment. Yeah. I can build 2 iron mines though, at least. Let's put my favourite music on. It's nice to give you the original music, but I'm kind of sick of it. And there are 14 tracks, so... There is a MIDI version and there's a CD version, actually, but I don't know. I like the feeling of the original style, so we'll stick with this music. There's something really relaxing about this song, and it's actually I don't know. It's a really good song. When it gets going, it tends to evoke feelings. It's pretty good, and it's simple. I'm trying to decide whether I want to talk a bit about my dad, because I've mentioned him a bit in this video now. And I might do. I'm not going to talk too much about my mum, because my mum and I never really got on, and we still don't really. I mean, we're fine, but we don't have a great relationship. We don't want to kill each other or anything, but we just don't understand each other very much, basically. And that was true in childhood, in teenage years, and also in adulthood, but it's better now that we're adults. And that we don't live anywhere near each other, and we don't see each other too much. In terms of my dad, though, I have actually a very, very positive relationship with my dad. I do to this day, and I did ever since I was very young. And we've always done a lot of things together, actually. We both had a very strong interest in history. We both now like to argue about politics, for example, and to discuss modern-day events, history, and all this kind of stuff. So whenever we go for a beer together, which is what we usually do now. It's not what we used to do when I was 10, but it's what we do now. Yeah, we talk about a lot of things. My dad is also married to a Russian now, as well. Which is purely a coincidence. It's not like chosen that both me and my dad are married to a Russian, but he met a Russian in his 50s, and they're now married, and they seem pretty happy, which is good. My mum is in a different relationship as well, also much happier than she was when my parents were together, which is also very good. And yeah, my dad and our relationship was based very much on a combination of playing games together and just discussing life, essentially. I learned the majority of things that I learned from Dad. I learned things from other people as well. I've mentioned the veteran who lived on my street. I learned a lot from him. And I learned a lot from some of the older kids, actually. But I ended up being the older kid when the first older kids went away, so I became the father on the street. Or the big brother, I should say, not the father, the big brother on the street. But I was the young kid at first, and I was surrounded by older kids. So I spent a lot of my childhood actually growing up with older people and maturing very quickly. And as I'm an only child, I spent a lot of time with adults when I was a kid. And it showcased some things, and I think Dad helped me understand a lot of things in life, mostly by being sometimes brutally honest with me, even when I was a kid. And I actually think that approach worked. Not everybody agrees with it, but I think it worked pretty well. I suppose that could be misread. I don't mean that, like, I don't know. I don't mean like he told me that Santa wasn't real and, you know, laughed at me for it or something like that. But I mean, he wasn't afraid to have really complex conversations with me, even when I was like 8 and 9. And even if I didn't understand, then I had to take some of the things he said on face value. Some of which I don't always agree with now, and some of the things I do. Yeah, I picked up a lot from that experience, essentially, growing up. I don't know. Whenever I'm playing this game as well, it reminds me very much of sitting down with Dad and talking about something completely outside what a lot of people talk about, to be honest. And I don't know. If I ever do manage to have kids, then I hope that I have a similar relationship with my kids, but we'll see. I do okay with teenagers in general. I teach a lot of teenagers, and teenagers are the age group that I gel with most, and I think they get the most out of me, and I get the most out of them. I don't like teaching young kids very much, mostly because, well, I'm kind of like my dad and some of my old teachers in that way, that I tend to treat them like adults, and not all kids are good at being treated like adults. Because in their everyday life they're not treated like adults, so it's a bit weird to them. And obviously adults are adults, so when I teach them, it's a mixed bag. Some of them are great, some of them are hard work, and I have some really great students actually. I had one really great student. He and I disagree on literally everything. But he was great because we would unpack all of these ideas, and he would very honestly and in a very detailed way he would explain his thought process, and then he would listen to me, and we'd have this back and forth that was kind of on the border of an argument, but we never actually fell out. And I think we both got a lot out of that experience, to be honest, because he was very entertaining to talk to for the most part, even though I disagreed with everything he said. And I teach both his sons now. They're both teenagers. One is an older teenager and one is a younger teenager, and they have a lot of traits of their dad as well. And it's in the same way they're actually willing to have a complicated conversation, which is really cool. And they have the ability to have a complicated conversation, which is also really cool. Right, let's get another quarry down here as well, because we could do with some more stone. Should I send the barracks that way? Probably. We have enough soldiers, why not, I guess. I'm hoping I get through this mission pretty quickly, because I'd like to find some enemies as well. I should say that I saw a few years ago that there was somebody who was complaining that this game was not very sensitive to race, and that person's an idiot, because the four the four armies and the 4 people are literally the same. They just have different buildings and they have different soldiers, and in some ways they have different scouts as well. But this game is not historically accurate. There are 4 races here. We have Romans and Nubians, which makes sense because those 2 people knew each other and interacted in history. Well, I suppose if we include Byzantines as Romans, then it is kind of accurate, but obviously this is legionary Rome. Oh. No, I'll finish what I was saying and then I'll read this. And then there's a Japanese race and there's a Viking race. And yeah, there are some stereotypes there. It's very old-fashioned in that regard, but I actually think it was pretty ahead of the times because the four people are basically displayed as exactly the same, apart from their small differences in terms of the way that they fight and in terms of the way that they build buildings. Okay, last day, the 8th month after coming ashore. There's an open, fertile plain to the north of our new border post. This will provide lots of new opportunities for expanding our settlement, but we need more soldiers to do this. Go to the northern plain and continue expanding the border. I already am, but thank you. 12th day of the 9th month. After advancing further north, it's a good thing you told me to do that, isn't it? We finally found enough space to construct larger buildings and farms. We now intend to search for raw materials in the surrounding mountains. Search for new raw materials and secure a supply of food. Explore the entire island. So we've unlocked a farm. Do I have space for a farm now? Originally I wanted it here, but I don't have that space anymore. I could put it here, but it won't really have enough space. When you build a farm, you need at least 4 spaces around it where it can plant crops. So I could put one here, one... No, this one won't exist. No, we'll only have 2. 3, maybe. No, that's not big enough. Did I unlock anything else? No, just the farm. Yeah. Let's get a bit further north before we do that then. I don't think I'm going to go that way, but let's put another road here just in case. One thing I still haven't figured out, to be honest, is whether having lots of flags is good or having lots of flags is bad, because obviously every time you have a flag, the item is put down and somebody else has to pick it up. And it may be breaking productivity. But if you have a really long road with no flag, it means that somebody has to walk all this way before they pick up the second item. I suppose when donkeys are involved it's probably good, but before then I'm not so sure. That's one thing I've never managed to figure out in the game, essentially. Okay, I'll go this way. There's more rock this way, so first of all let's put a barracks here, and then we can put our farm here. There we go. Yeah, I don't want that, do I? I guess we'll go this way. There we go. Actually, no, wait. Should have done that on the other one. Yeah, great. So we can build something here if necessary. So we've got a barracks going to the north. We don't need any more barracks over here. I could do another woodcutter though, just to get rid of some of these trees. And a fisherman maybe? Oh, I actually have one stonemason, I just realised. Okay, what have we got? We've got 6 woodcutters. We've got 3 foresters. There's 2 stonemasons. Oh, the building's just been finished. Okay, no, fine. 2 fisher, 3 hunters. 3 hunters, we're never going to need 3 hunters. 6 farmers, Jesus. 6 farmers, good. 6 farmers is really good, actually. Alright, we also need to go this way. And we don't really need it at this stage, but let's just let's get another geologist out. Just basically keeping up with good habits. One thing I'll say is I don't expect to pick up an audience from this game, but I don't care. Like I said at the start, the only time I really play games now, I sometimes play games actually when I'm teaching if I need something to do at the same time, but it's always going to be a game that requires no thought. So this game is good for that actually. But I can't alt-tab from this game, so I can't teach when playing this game. Or I can't play this game when teaching, I should say, because teaching is obviously the priority in that context. And the reason that I can do that actually is for the same reason that I can stream. I can talk and play without losing too much, without getting too distracted, basically. Depending on the game. If it's something that's pretty intensive, I can't do a lot of talking. But if it's something that's like this, that requires very little thought, then it's pretty easy actually. We kind of need a road up here. Sorry, I actually am letting myself get distracted a little bit. Oops. We discovered a gold vein, really, and can now produce valuable coins in a mint. This will make life here almost as comfortable as at home. Okay, I don't think we really need that, but we'll do it just so we have it. Yeah, I don't expect to pick up much of an audience from this game, obviously, especially on Twitch, but even on YouTube. If you are watching, great, and thanks, but I'm actually doing this mostly for me, to be honest. I just want to have a nice relaxed Sunday where I play games I used to play when I was a kid, and we go down that. Generally speaking, when there's enough area where you can see that basically when you can see that this line is gold, probably there's gold all along here, at least enough to sustain a couple of mines. So that's why I'm doing this about finding a specific place, specific gold vein, as they called it. I kind of want to go this way if I can, but I don't think I can. No, not really. Oops. So we can build a mint. Where can we put it? Here. Great. We can also have a second farm here, which is really good. Let's try not to disrupt either farm though. So 1, 2, 3, 4, no problem. 1, 2, 3, 4, no problem. Okay. We can stick another stonemason up here. We can stick a fisherman up here, and actually, I'm gonna make that a woodcutter, just so I can get rid of some of these trees. And then this can be the stonemason. Good. And then as soon as I can have pig farms and stuff, I can put that here. Then we need a mill and a bakery first, realistically. I kind of feel like the Settlers 2 has a unique feel to it that was lost in the Settlers 3. This game is too slow, I will say that. Even playing it now I feel like it's too slow. But it has a certain atmosphere in it that was lost in later games. There's the Settlers got less serious, first of all. That's what happened basically in 3 and 4. It was never really a serious game, but this one is it's taking itself relatively seriously. And in Settlers 3 it really didn't. It got kind of cartoony. I like the Settlers 3, but it was a very different game. And then when they got to Heritage of Kings, this game became something completely different. It basically became like Age of Empires, which I like Age of Empires as well, but I want both the Settlers and Age of Empires, you know. And whenever I see adverts now where they say, "Did you like the Settlers?" and they specifically show the Settlers 2, and then it says, "You should play this game." And I've never found a game that's even remotely like this. This game has a very specific feeling to it, and I'm not entirely sure what it is that does it. Anyway, construction of our first grain farm has been completed. The grain can either be processed into flour in a mill or used to feed pigs. The food supply situation should now continue to improve. Huzzah! Right, so we've got 2 farms. I think I'll make this farm for pigs. And then we need a slaughterhouse, which we don't have yet, but we'll have the slaughterhouse here. Well, no, we'll have the slaughterhouse here, sorted. As soon as the farmer sets up his at least 4 grain stockpiles, then I'll look to build a road here as well, probably. It's probably going to go like this. I'm actually already sure it's going to go like this. Yeah, that's fine. That's still 4 or 5 easily. Okay, the song finished. Let's put another song on. Okay, we'll go Asian. I can also build a mill. I kind of want the mill up here somewhere. I'll put the mill here. Nope. I don't know if I can put it there, but 1, 2, 3, 4. We still got 4, it's fine. Almost out of stone down here. We got through that pretty quickly. Oh, we're sticking of a fissure over here actually, can't we? But we don't have any room for it. Yeah, we'll have to get rid of the stone first. But we will get one later. Are we struggling with wood, really? We need another woodcutter? Let's stick another one here. We are going to get one up here, aren't we? I also want one down here somewhere. We could stick this one here, for example, just to get rid of the trees that are here. Can I do that? Yeah, I can. Main problem with woodcutters is it's the only building that doesn't tell you there's no more trees, because they assume that you have a forester. And sometimes you can have a woodcutter just sitting for ages with nothing to do. Yeah, we got 4 comfortably. Good. The idle animations are a big part of it as well. So this game has a lot of idle animations, like you see them blowing bubbles sometimes, or like this guy is blowing bubbles, or reading a newspaper. I don't think I've seen anybody doing that yet, or yawning like this guy just did. Skipping. The skipping one is fun. A lot of that was removed later on as well, because you didn't have just random people standing on a road. And I don't know, sometimes I enjoy just watching the people when I've got nothing better to do in this game. Oh, we have a donkey as well now. I don't think the donkeys have idle animations, because generally speaking, by the time you have a donkey on the road, it means that the road is busy. Can I maybe calm things down a bit? Probably not, to be fair. I suppose I could put a road through here, because I'm not going to build anything here. Just to give us an extra route. But like I said, I'm not entirely sure that more roads is better. I haven't actually been able to figure that out, to be honest. I do notice that when I get into war and I stop focusing on building stuff and just focus on destroying the enemy, that I don't end up adding too many roads either, or flags, and it doesn't seem to slow down productivity too much, but at the same time I'm not really producing, so hard to say. But the one thing that I don't do very well in this game is keep up with forward economy. So I always build up a really solid foundation of economy. Sometimes I get a second economy going pretty well, but outside of that, yeah, it doesn't quite work the way that it should, probably. Because we've slowed down now, for example. We've slowed down quite a lot, actually. And this always happens in the game, and the further away you get from your materials, so all of my stone and wood production is here, the further you get away, the longer it takes for everything to build, obviously. So we're probably going to set up a second... We're basically already at the end of this mission. But we would set up a second... No, I'll explain that in a second. We would set up a second wood cutting area here, just so we've got wood near our front lines. I know that we're near the end because of this red tree. When I was a kid, this felt like a long mission, which is ironic, because this mission is really fast, to be honest. But I remember that this red tree meant that we were near the end. And as you can see, we can already get across the whole map like this. It's a really small map. That's the end, basically, yeah? Yeah, really small map. And a lot of the maps get much bigger later on. Can I get another fisherman? No. And I will probably keep this mission saved, because I can play this mission for absolutely hours. I enjoy just watching things work and using literally everything on the island, which isn't too much on this island because there's only one mountain. And I can't go this way. Oh, I can actually. I don't think I've ever built this way. Let's try building this way as well. Just follow this part around too. So yeah, I can just watch my settlers work for hours when I'm not doing it for streaming purposes, I guess. I'm not going to do that with you guys, because that would be boring for you guys to watch. and I'm not entirely sure how exciting this game is to watch. Probably not very. But yeah, it's a game where you can just sit down and relax for ages and feel comfortable. Stick another flag there. Get a second route along here as well, just to give a little bit of variety so we can get things moving in multiple directions. That's kind of the problem with this game, that they don't move in multiple directions. They only move in one direction, the one that is quickest. That's my hope is that they'll always try to use two routes. So if one route gets locked up, they'll definitely use both routes, but if it's running fairly smoothly like it is now, they'll just stick with one. We've minted the first gold coins that can now pay for the training of our soldiers. Okay, let's we really don't need to. So, I don't know. I can actually safely drop this barracks once this one's built, but yeah, go on. Let's get this guy promoted. Why not? Because we're going to end up deleting this, I think. Hunters ran out of food. Are there any animals up here? Probably. We'll find out in a bit. I'll try and keep an eye on the soldier actually as he walks up, because I haven't really showed the soldier, and this one's going to get promoted. He's probably going to go all the way to general pretty quickly. And higher rank soldier basically means more hit points. So an average soldier has 3 hit points, and when they rank up they have 4, then 5, then 6, and they finish with 8. 8? I think 8. I think 8 is the top. It's a really simple system, this game. Really simple. We kind of don't need this road anymore, so let's get rid of it. There you go, he's already second rank. So a private has a sword and shield that's made of wood. A corporal has a slightly nicer sword with a bronze shield. And then the sergeant has a well, you'll see in a minute when it levels up. One thing I think I've noticed is that the gold doesn't go away quicker on 2-speed, and the gold doesn't have a set time limit, so it just kind of gets eaten eventually. Eaten is the best word for it. There we go. Sergeant has a bronze sword with a golden hilt and like a copper shield, I guess. More like a copper sword, isn't it, actually? Okay, we don't want gold going there, so fine. Did we ever get that pig farm going? No, it's still being built. Alright. I should change the distribution of goods as well, actually. So we want more coal and iron. We want to get everything working. Everything goes to the armory here. We don't have a metalworks. We want mill and pig farm getting 1 lot of grain each. Armory and smelter both get equal coal. Don't have a metalworks, no wood, no shipyard. All the wood is in production. And bakery, pig farm. We will have a brewery and a donkey feeder eventually, so donkey breeder, not feeder. Okay, the windmill can supply a baker with sufficient flour for making bread. Yay! Right, let's get a... I also want this open so you can see it promoting. Let's put this in the corner up here. Just in case I forget to keep an eye on it, because I probably will. Oh no, our new pig farm can supply animals to a butcher. That's great, but I still want this open, please. Thank you. Oh, I can't put the butcher here, but I can put it here. So, there's our butcher. Let's just get a 4-way road going on here. And we need a baker somewhere near the miller. That'll do. haven't really been paying too much attention to the animations, so I may have a look at some guys doing their work. So let's turn this off. So we've got the fisherman here, for example. Just having a little fish. Okay, it does actually expand like that. Nice and simple 2D animations, but you know, they're fully functional, and for the time they were okay, you know. I don't know, for pixel art in general, to be honest, they're still okay. I think the buildings they do look old-fashioned, but you know they look pretty good for the most part. What else can we watch? The Sleeping Miller. He's always fun. No, not you. Oh no, he went back in. Oh well, we'll keep an eye on him for a second. And the farmer and his scythe, he's going to go do that now. There he goes. Yeah, Sleeping Miller, there we go. I don't know, I'm quite fond of a lot of these animations. Wait, what was... there was this one down here, wasn't it? Yes. Can I keep expanding? I can! Let's keep expanding this way then. We should have plenty of soldiers, right? How many soldiers do we have? Oh, we only have 4, actually. Oh well, we have plenty of iron, coal and gold, so should be fine. We can have another fisher up here as well. There's the pig farmer, just feeding his pigs. The mining animation is just that it shows a torch in the mine when it's working. The armor is always a good one, actually. Let's keep an eye on the armor. The armor is probably one of my favorites, actually. It's very simple, but it works pretty well. The flags are blocking the sawmills, unfortunately, but the sawmill is actually behind the flag, just cutting wood. The carpenter. The armor has no coal. Okay, he's going to take a while, probably. So let's just leave that open for now. Woodcutter with the red hair. Chop a tree, chop a tree. There's always this problem with carpenters, actually. I find that the flag is always in the way. That was an oversight by the designer, I think. I think there have been times when I've been able to see the carpenter clearly, but a lot of the time the flag is in the way of his animation, unfortunately. Iron smelter with sparks coming off his furnace. It's in a second farm, right? Yeah, we're taking a while with the farms. Probably stick another farm here when we get rid of some more of the stone. I think I'll get that ready because it's going to take a while. If we go down here, like so. Oops. Our scouts have discovered a strange object. It looks like a gateway. Oh, we're already done. We're obviously not the first humans on this island. They've even found an inscription on the gateway in Latin. It is bizarre and contradictory. Perhaps it is a riddle. Consiste at procederas. Settle down in order to make progress. What can this mean? So we're already at the end of this first mission. So I'm just going to capture the gate, and then I'll save this for myself later. So we can move on to mission 2. Oh, everything closed. Well, I did want to show this soldier at least, so let's destroy this barracks, and there you go. You can see a promoted soldier now with his what the hell is this? His plumage on his helmet. He looks better than the average soldier. Probably also safely destroy this one. So there's an average soldier just walking down now. If you are playing this on your own outside, I would not recommend burning too many barracks. You can very easily accidentally burn one that you do need. But once you've done it a bit, you can kind of understand how the borders work. But the thing that I've done myself, and I've seen other people do, is that they maintain the border, but they get rid of the central part, and then you start destroying things in the center that you didn't want to destroy. So just keep that in mind. What was this again? Oh yeah, a farm. How's my stonemason doing down here, actually? And this woodcutter's probably done, yeah? He looks done. I'll keep an eye on him for a moment. This woodcutter is done, so we can get rid of him. Military building occupied again. Oh, right there. There's basically nothing in this direction, but there's more mountains, so... That's the main reason to follow through. Why would I do that? I don't know. Oh no, that was right. Okay. We'll be fighting a group of Nubians in the next mission. I mean, befriending a group of Nubians. Yes, we're not going to assume that they're going to be hostile. No. The one thing I haven't managed to make is a donkey breeder, which I kind of would like to make if possible. I also haven't made a well, actually. Do I just have loads of water for some reason? Not loads, but some. Okay. I can't build a well now. No. Okay, interesting. I guess they're going to show the well in the next mission then. It's a bit weird. Oh, there he goes. There's the armor. Oh, of course he went away as soon as I said there he is. Well, hopefully he'll come back when I get some coal towards him. If we get some coal towards him. There's some coal coming down now. I hope it's going to him. Looks like it is. There we go. We're going to see him in action again. There he goes. What a beard. Yeah, to be honest, it's good pixel art. It still holds up. It's old-fashioned, but you know, it's pretty good. It's kind of the joy of pixel art, of course. That's timeless. So yeah, cool. When you compare it to like pixely Super Mario, for example. Yeah, it looks pretty good for the most part. Where's this soldier? Ah, there he is. Wait, where did the sergeant go then? Did he go in there? No? He's still in the HQ? No. What? Where'd the sergeant go? Confused. I don't understand where the sergeant went, but okay. He went somewhere. Victory! The second day of the 13th month after coming ashore. The second year began yesterday, and we seem to have succeeded in settling this island. The scouts report strange goings-on near the gateway. It appears that a path has opened up that can lead us from this island. It seems to be the meaning of the riddle. We must settle in order to move on. We shall take a look. Perhaps all roads really do lead to Rome. You've completed this mission. The second chapter awaits you. Okay, let me just let me just save this for future AD, and then we'll go and play number 2. You've successfully completed chapter 1. The gateway is pretty fun.